Okay, well, welcome to our first town hall this year. We met back in December and we went over some year-end stuff, and I'm going to highlight, where we actually ended up, at the year-end, and highlight a little bit about what we're going forward. We're going to start out with safety, state of the business, get into some of our employee engagement activities, some of the recognition stuff that we've got going on. But look out for this year and the things that we've got on our plate. It's a very exciting time. And we've got a lot of opportunity ahead of us, so it's all good stuff. Today's especially a great day for Bartell in that we're also going to recognize your accomplishment for achieving VPP certification. And today with us, you saw New York State Senator Joe Griffo walk through the facility. Unfortunately, Mayor Izzo could not make it. But we have with us today Chris Adams, who is the OSHA Area Director. Chris, you want to raise your hand there? And then Kevin O'Brien, who is VPPPA, Marketing Director for Access Health and System. And I'm going to invite both Chris and Kevin up to make a few comments after I get down my little spiel here. And then Ron Williams, who you may recognize. Where did Ron end up? Right here. So he was the gentleman that came with his team to head our certification effort. So again, very much appreciative for the insight and direction that you've provided us, Ron. So again, I want to give a special thanks for those that were able to attend here today. We very much appreciate it. This VPP Star is not something that we said on a whim, okay, let's go for a certification and let's just do it. This was actually something that we worked up for a number of years. And companies just can't say, okay, we're at that point, let's go for a star, let's get the certification. We felt that it was our responsibility to create a safe work environment for you, your coworkers, our visitors, our customers, our families. And we started a while ago with some things that, up front may have not been the most popular. There's habits that we've had in the past that, we changed as a result of trying to make this a safer facility for us to work in. And I can say the change that I've seen, at least while I've been here, has been phenomenal. And it just goes to the credit of all of you for what you do each and every day. Recognizing the importance of safety, recognizing if there's unsafe behavior, having that environment where we can say something and not feel like there's going to be repercussion. All right? If we have injuries, we take no names. We want to know what was the source that created that environment where the employee got hurt. That's our focus, and to correct it and eliminate it. And really, it's an obligation of all of you, if you see that in a facility, say something. Because if you don't, then we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're not living that culture of what we're trying to accomplish here. And so as we built this up, and we improved our numbers, and we improved the appearance of the facility, and you could just sense it, the responsibility that our employees were showing towards safety. It was phenomenal. In my experiences, I can see it going faster than some of the other companies I've been associated with in the past. And again, it's a credit to you, all of you. And to the point where we said, you know what, we think we're VPP ready. And that process is involved with submitting an application, then you hope you get it picked up. And we submitted a little while ago, and they said, yep, it's going to be a 3-year wait. And we kept following up. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, it's okay, we're accepting your application. And that's just the first step. And then they assign a mentor site. And after following the application, which is pretty intense in the questionnaire, and you had to show certain information about what you do and how you do it. So then you get a mentor site, and we were fortunate to have Lockheed Martin. And we had the opportunity to go visit their facility. It was actually a shared experience. We learned some things, they learned some things, and then he brought them here. And it's really the first process, say, okay, this facility is either ready or not ready, right? And we got past that phase. And then Ron comes in with his inspection team. And this is a 5-day, 3 people, sometimes 4, that goes through everything we do. It's really the showcase of who we are. No one was asked to be something that you weren't. It's just, let's show how we do what we do. And they looked at all our training programs, the material readiness and condition of the facility, our records, our historical performance. I think the most enlightening aspect of it are the one-on-one interviews. They interviewed some 38 employees as part of this. And I think that's the greatest takeaway, is really what's going on here. And how much are you following it? The other one's the observations. You know, don't, and it's just like all the time. If we see something that doesn't look right, we shouldn't let it happen. And this is what they did when they came through. They're looking at how we run our operations, our day-to-day business. Lo and behold, we got through that. The recommendation was for VPP. They received concurrence from Washington, D.C., Department of Labor. And today we recognize the certification. And I like to say, you know, geez, who are the key players? And clearly, Mike, where's Mike? Mike really helped champion it, having that confidence, you know, really trying to promote the program. We have our safety committee members. Can I ask the safety committee to please stand? Members of the safety committee? Don't look around. You should be proud of this. Okay? They play a role. All right, thank you. They play an absolute role of what we do and how we do it. What are the policies that are right for this company? You know, understanding, you know, what's the best way to roll it out sometimes. Okay? I want to thank the leadership team for their undying support. Can I ask the leadership team to please stand? Yeah, that's you guys. Yeah, well, we got two of them here. There's Sean back here, Ben, Andy. Where's Andy? Andy? Okay. All right, again, without that, you know, we're not setting an example. And I know they truly have your interests at heart. So again, I think that, to me, this is one of the, if not the most significant accomplishments that we had last year. And we actually had a few, right? We got the HEICO Innovation Excellence Award, which is neat. Didn't even know they had that. We were recognized as Manufacturing Innovation of the Year last year in the tire industry. We are again this year, by the way. I'll talk about that. So we had a lot of neat things going on. You had ISO 14 and 18001. But to me, the VPP represents the pinnacle, but it doesn't represent where we stop. Okay, so with VPP, and you've heard me say this before, we have an obligation. I feel we have an obligation that you set a standard of excellence and that we do not go backwards. And one of the metrics that Ron shared with us when he first came in and gave us an overview a while ago about VPP, and those that get VPP certified sometimes drop out. And why do you think? Why do you think? They don't follow through, complacency, lack thereof. Okay, it happens. All right, the way I look at it is that this is just a starting point, because we could be doing a lot more, we could be doing a lot better. It's not a bad thing. But we are also out there now with this VPP status on websites. We already have a number of companies that want to just come see what we do. So I look at it as we have an obligation now to set that example and to show what are best practices. Always be open to learn, and always be open to take other best practices and see if they make sense for us. All right, but never be complacent in what we do. Because at the end of the day, if any one of you gets hurt, it was preventable. No matter how you look at it, it's preventable. And I don't want to live with that. I know the leadership team and the safety committee, we do not want that. I know for your coworkers, this is what it's about. So this is a great day. It's a day where we can recognize a lot of hard work. It's a day that we can recognize, you know, what it stands for Bartell, but it's also a day that we recognize we have added responsibility. And I ask you not to forget that. So at this point, I'm going to ask who would like to go first? Chris?
Sure.
You want to say a few words?
Yeah, certainly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, everyone, for having me out here today. And I just want to start out saying congratulations on becoming a VPP Star site. It's truly an accomplishment to get into VPP. If you think about it, there's about 8 million workplaces in the United States, and there's less than 2,000 that are in this program. So I didn't do the math before I got up here, but it's less than 0.1%, I believe, probably even less than that. And it is hard work, as Pat was saying. Pat, in fact, you stole some of my lines. The easy part actually ends up being getting in, compared to what you're going to need to do to continue to stay in. Unfortunately, what Ron and I have seen over the years is companies get in and they lose the vigor, they lose the drive, and all of a sudden they find themselves backsliding. They see their injury and illness rates go up. They're not as vigilant in correcting hazards before they can cause injuries. So unfortunately, we usually have to ask them to withdraw, or they even withdraw even before we end up asking. The good news about that is it freed up a space for us to come here and really take a look at what you are doing and the great work you're doing here. And I can tell you, I've worked with Ron for about 18 years now. You're not going to get a more thorough inspection than what Ron does, because he's here to make sure that you are where you need to be. There's no, well, you take care of that later, we'll worry about it. No, he's making sure that you're where you need to be. Because if we're going to let you fly that flag, we want to make sure you are the safest workplace you can be. So a little bit about myself. I'm the area director for the Syracuse OSHA office. We have about 24 counties in central New York. We cover all the way up to Messina Malone, as far west as the Rochester area, over to Herkimer County, and then down to Binghamton. So it's a good swath of territory we cover. We only do that with 11 investigators. So we have to be in a lot of different places with not so many people. Fortunately though, we see the bad side of safety, or the lack of safety. We do the fatality investigations, we do the amputation investigations. I can tell horror stories about things that we've seen, and I'm not going to today. So you are at the pinnacle, but you need to keep working harder and keep striving to maintain and get better, because it's very easy to backslide, and I don't want to see that happen to you because you put forth the hard work today. So again, I want to just close and say congratulations. Keep up the good work. Ron will be back in 5 years, and you know, and hopefully you're going to still be doing great things then. Thank you.
Kevin?
Congratulations. I want to start off by saying that you are all extraordinary. He alluded to how many sites were approved as VPP sites nationwide. But when you think about what you've accomplished, there are three parties to this whole process. You've got management, labor, and you've got our OSHA partners. I want to thank you, our OSHA partners, because what they do with the resources they have is truly amazing. We've been a VPP site since 2003. I've had Ron in our facility several times, and like you know, he is thorough. He's very good, and you learn a lot through the process. But I also represent the VPPPA Region 2. VPPPA is an organization that supports VPP sites that are in the program. We have several conferences throughout the year, and it is an outreach program, and it's an excellent opportunity to share best practices. When I walked in your facility and I met your management team, they're amazing, just like you are. You know, I work for an occupational health clinic, and I've seen the carnage of what happens when things go bad. And accidents are 100% preventable with a plan. So when you take a look at what you've accomplished, making VPP was a tough road to get there. But like Chris had alluded to, it is a process to keep it. And you struggle with that. Again, we've been VPP since 2003. The evaluation processes, the reviewing your job hazard analyses, maintaining that competitive edge takes a lot of work. But when you take a look at some of the statistics, the program does pay for itself. If you take a look at programs in the voluntary protection program, our injury statistics, all things being equal, are 50% below the industrial average. So this program does save lives and it improves outcomes. So congratulations on a job well done. We're excited about having you participate in Region 2, and congratulations.
Do you want to do the certificate? Hey, Mike and Ashley, come on up. Mike, is there anybody else you would like to come up with you? Like everybody?
This is a letter from the chairman of the board for Region 2, congratulating you for your incredible achievement. There's also a certificate from Region 2 congratulating you on what you've accomplished.
Terrific. Thank you very much.
So, thank you.
So I noticed you have the flags flying all over the place, which is awesome because you want to be able to see it no matter where you're at. But I'm going to present you with this plaque acknowledging that Bartell Machine Systems in Rome, New York is now a proud member of the STAR Voluntary Protection Program. Congratulations.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you.